viewers, for joining us at this news hour, Equinoxe Television, live from our headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital. I am Bable Jonathan. Our top stories of this news are the illegal business of human parts seems to be prospering in the Republic of Cameroon. Many more persons are getting involved in the illegal business. Some alleged traffickers in human bones have been arrested and presented to the public by security and defense forces in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé. We'll bring to you details in this edition of the 6 p.m. newscast on Equinoxe Television. We will also talk about at least 38 persons who have been killed by wild flames in Algeria. Illegal businesses prospering in the Republic of Cameroon. One of them, the sale of human parts, and many persons are caught in the ring of human parts or human bones trafficking in the Republic of Cameroon. Some alleged traffickers have been arrested and they were presented to the public in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé. Smanjikan Gabriel has more.
They were 4 in number who were presented by the elements of the gendarmes in Fundi, Yaoundé Central Region. Daniel Junior, Abdelaman, Abdul and Abdul Aminu were accused of digging bones out of graves. I was in contact with my friend Abdel, who told me he had some business. That was how he told me that he needed someone. I later informed a friend to help me find someone who can buy it. My role was just to pass on the package.
Mon rôle c'était juste de passer le paquet, c'est ce que j'ai fait.
One day I talked to a mother in my neighborhood on how things are very hard and life is becoming difficult. The mother then asked me if I know how young people do to survive and live well. She told me that she had a brother who was dealing with human bones. My friend Bengono asked me to go in search of a buyer and I did what he wanted. That was my role. Caught with human bones by the elements of the territorial gendarmerie in Fundi, this suspect refused all allegations. The lead investigator narrates how the suspects were caught. It was through information we got that enabled us to make this arrest. The arrest was due to the digging up of graves and removal of human bones. This is a crime punishable by law and an activity that the young people use to enrich themselves very fast. According to the gendarmes, the rise in this exercise is caused by the high demand of human bones to manufacture some dangerous drugs. These bones, which are usually sold at high prices, are generally destined to be sold for fetish activities and also for the production of dangerous drugs like Thai and Caillou. While the security officers continue to investigate, the first victims will be transferred to the State Council for justice to take its course.
The Douala 4 subdivision, one of the parts of Cameroon's economic capital, Douala, suffering from a plethora of underdevelopment challenges, and among those challenges is the problem of bad roads running across that municipality in the country's economic capital, Douala, and municipal authorities and now stepping up efforts to solve some of those problems. In a meeting, the mayor and his collaborators were evaluating what has been done so far and what is yet to be done. Details with Anabila.
Bumpy road, muddy market, recurrent floods, insufficient health facilities and dilapidated classrooms are some of the issues faced by inhabitants of the Douala 4 area. The population had demanded these social amenities from the local administration some years back. Some of the projects have been carried out, but much is still lacking.
The road projects that have not yet been touched, but we think that with the shortest time, the council shall do something. to fill the roads because there are so many holes and there's water, so they'll start doing that too, because those are things that we ask them to do.
We are still expecting much, especially on road rehabilitation. There is the road in our quarter, Cartier Bileng, that had to be constructed since 12 years ago. A health center was also in the program, but we haven't had a site for that. The mayor for the Douala 4 municipality, in an evaluation meeting, met with chiefs of the different quarters in Bonaberi to put a finger on how far they have gone with the completion of the project. Dr. Edward Evemobi, the mayor for the Douala 4, confirmed that over 50% of the projects have been done in 2 years, though with some difficulties.
Nous sommes avancés. Nous avons quelques soucis avec le reprofilage des routes.
We have a problem with grading the roads because we are in a wet zone. So filling potholes in Bonaberi is not easy at all. It's supposed to be done progressively.
Nous sommes en pleine saison de pluie. On ne peut pas faire grand-chose.
The people in Bonaberi seemingly satisfied, but wish the speed could be accelerated.
They have constructed already 12 culverts in Mambanda Quarter, which permits that people can cross without plunging their feet into water. But we say things that have been written as demanded by the population, and we are following up to see that what was promised is being done. If it is not being done, there must be a reason why it should not be done.
While waiting for the end of the mayor's mandate, the inhabitants of the Douala 4 area hope to see a more beautiful Bonaberi if all envisaged projects see the light of day.
After a stiff resistance, the Cameroon Renaissance Movement (CRM) political parties finally gotten authorization, or better still a go-ahead, to carry on with its public manifestation in the town of Bafoussam, west region of the Republic of Cameroon. It had earlier been prohibited by the division officer of Bafoussam 1 subdivision, and this was just one of the many instances or cases of prohibition of public manifestation by opposition political parties in the Republic of Cameroon. Now, for me, Armstrong Sander comes up with details on the public manifestation and the decision of the administrative authority to allow the manifestation to go ahead.
It took what Alet Ndumedin qualifies as the determination of the CRM party leadership to finally secure an authorization for the planned public manifestation in Bafoussam West region of Cameroon. The party's supporters and sympathizers had taken to social and mainstream media lambasting the prohibition of the said manifestation by the divisional officer and mayor for Bafoussam 1. The party's national president, Professor Maurice Kamto, in a press release, denounced and warned those he qualified as vicious people who, out of careerism, hide behind their administrative functions to try to silence the CRM party. Decrying what he says is the persecution of his party supporters and sympathizers, Professor Maurice Kamto called on the national and the international community to note what he qualifies as the silencing of the opposition in Cameroon. Viewing the CRM versus the Bafoussam 1 administration fight as an attack on the 1990 liberty laws in Cameroon, some opposition political party leaders in the country added their voices to that of the CRM, getting the duo for Bafoussam to finally bow. The divisional officer, in his authorization, visited the manifestation at the esplanade of the Église Évangélique du Cameroon, the EEC, from 1 to 4 p.m. Saturday, August 20th, 2022.
In the face of stiff criticism over the high rate of importation, especially of food items in the Republic of Cameroon, and the low consumption of what is produced locally, public authorities are now stepping up efforts to improve on local production in order to promote and make available homemade products for home consumption. Details in this report by Mala Glory, who takes us to Makak in the central region of the country, where young people are being empowered to step up local production. Her report.
Tomato conservation, fruits into natural juice, and other transformation are some of the activities carried out by the youths of Makak in the central region. A holiday activity not just to keep the youths busy, but to promote the consumption of locally made products in the area.
Comprenait la fabrication des farines panifiables à base de plantain, d'igname, de tout ce que vous pouvez.
We have discussed on the transformation of agricultural products such as flour from cassava or plantain. We shall also produce drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, and especially how to conserve different types of food.
Beaucoup d'autres produits. Mais surtout, nous avons appris.
It is as a result of the availability of natural and healthy products in the locality.
Avant qu'on ne consomme ce qui nous vient d'ailleurs.
We should learn how to consume natural and locally made products, to eat what we produce ourselves.
Par notre nature, ce qu'on peut trouver localement.
Coupled with unemployment, these youths have been equipped on how to be self-reliant. According to them, it will go a long way to contribute to economic development.
To the start of the next academic year in the Republic of Cameroon, parents are raising concerns over the increase in the prices of some of the textbooks concerning availability, we are told, and we went to the field to find out, and we noticed that the textbooks are available, but there are concerns at the level of prices that have increased for some of the textbooks. Lucy Lingo reports.
2 weeks to the start of the academic year 2021-2022, didactic materials like textbooks can be seen in most bookshops visited in the city of Douala. Parents who are preparing for the school resumption complain that the prices of textbooks are not within their reach.
Life
has become very expensive. Prices of books have also increased. Parents cannot leave their children in the house. We are forced to send them to school. We are just managing with what we have. Following the official book manuals, parents also say some workbooks are not available in the market.
I've been searching the workbook for Form 1, but I've not seen anyone. The textbooks are available, but the workbook not available at all.
Meanwhile, trade unionists on their part say the books are affordable.
Et les prix sont revus à la baisse. Ce livre.
Prices have been reduced. This reader cost 3,000 at first, but today it is sold for 1,800. You can see a reader like Mathematics 2, English Class 5, which cost 2,100 at first, today is sold for 1,900.
Class 5 que coûtait l'an dernier 2,700 francs, cette année c'est 1,900.
According to the syllabus, textbooks for Class 5 and 6 have been changed for the next 6 years. Novels, textbooks for secondary students remain unchanged.
News out of the Republic of Cameroon: at least 38 people have been killed and dozens more injured in forest fires that have devastated northern Algeria. Kamel Beljout, the country's interior minister, said 24 people died in El Taf near the border with Tunisia, as well as a mother and a daughter in Setif. Local media said at least 200 others have suffered burns and respiratory problems. Firefighters, supported by helicopters, were still trying to contain several blazes on Thursday morning, and the names of the mother, 58, and her 36-year-old daughter, who died in Setif, have not yet been released, but officials there set flames had reached dozens of homes and villages in that part of Algeria. Officials said that some 39 fires were ravaging various parts of northern Algeria, and they warned that hot winds could spread the flames further. The Civil Protection Agency said that the city of El Taf was the worst hit area with 16 fires currently burning, and reports say some 350 residents have been evacuated in several provinces of Algeria. Now in sports, a presidential decree signed Wednesday has created the National Sports Facilities and Equipment Board, and the board comes at a time when the different sports facilities that were used during the Africa Cup of Nations have been abandoned without maintenance. Smart Jikan Gebre files in details.
Some weeks back, the social media space was flooded with images showing the poor state of the Japoma Sports Stadium that has been abandoned after the Africa Cup of Nations that was hosted by Cameroon, with this stadium playing host to one of the groups. The stadium, to many, has been abandoned as a proof grass has engulfed the place without any maintenance work. Apart from the Japoma field, the Kwekon field in Bafoussam in the West region was also abandoned without any serious maintenance. The toilet that was washed every second during the AFCON has been abandoned with dirt all over the place. Due to the circulation of these images on the social media platforms, with many throwing blames back at the government, the President of the Republic, Paul Biya, on August 17, 2022, went ahead to create a board that will manage these sports facilities. According to the media release, the board shall be under the Ministry of Sports and Physical Education with its own financial autonomy. The board will also use its expertise to ensure the upkeep, repair, operations, safety and development of sport facilities and equipment all over the country.
And that's it for the first part of this newscast. Talking Point is up next. Our guest today is a young entrepreneur, Gara Boris Nzi. Thank you for joining us today.
Great pleasure, Babila Jonathan.
Now, determination and hard work are two important ingredients of success in every area, in all areas of life. But these two are often challenged by a multitude of obstacles that threaten to kill determination and hinder many from being hardworking or from continuing in that track of hard work. And we want to get into the nooks and crannies of these two factors that determine success in every activity to a greater extent. Now, tell us, what is determination?
I would say determination is a firmness of purpose. You have a purpose that you're pursuing and you're firm about reaching out to that purpose in life. And that is what makes determination really the purpose, a firmness of purpose. You're after something, you're pursuing something, you have a passion to pursue something, and you're firm about attaining that purpose. That's what makes the word, to me, not just the word, but determination.
Is there any connection between determination and ignoring realities? Realities, I'm referring here to challenges, obstacles, mountains, or whatever we may call it.
Determination has nothing to do with ignoring realities. It has everything to do with, someone being decisive, like taking that decision. That's the base that brings the word determination. There's no determination without decision. So someone takes a decision to pursue a certain purpose or passion that they have for something. It does not mean that they are going to be able to attain what they are looking for or what they have as a purpose. The only thing that will help them to attain what they have as purpose is hard work.
Now, in the face of very challenging realities, what to do to remain determined?
First of all, it all depends on your priorities and all the things that you hold dear to your heart. In terms of business, I would refer to business as a business can only be dear to your heart if you take that business as your baby. For instance, a parent that has a child, there's no parent out there that would say that their child grew from 0 to 1 year, 2 years without them facing some sleepless nights and challenges like that. You know, business owners are like parents. To me, I think that's the perspective I have. So they don't abandon their kids when they are having sleepless nights because of those kids. You know, they don't run away. They instead become more responsible and take more action to ensure that things become stable. If the child is sick, they look after the child. If the child has a problem, maybe a health issues, they rush the child to the hospital. And that is what it is, facing, you know, really hard times or challenges, as you would say. To me, I think running away from challenges is not the solution. Facing it and taking actions is the solution, because as a parent, if your child is sick, you take action. You don't just sit there and look at the child and say whatever happens, happens. No. Or you give up. No. As a business person, as a business owner, or as an ecosystem builder, this is the mindset I have. Businesses are like our own kids. You have it like your child is dear to you. So if anything is not working, you don't run away. You face it and you address the challenges and you take multiple actions. You look for solutions. You don't look at the problem. That is the mindset of each and every business owner. Or those that are out there, like you're going through a challenge. Shift your mind away from that challenge and look at how you can bring about a solution. To me, that's how you can actually navigate through some real hard, challenging times, and you stay calm while doing that.
Now, focusing on the challenges will definitely amplify them and make them look bigger than they are, and could definitely lead to frustration, disappointment, and depression and all these factors. But you mentioned something very remarkable, and you said do not run away from challenges but rather face them. What do you mean by facing challenges?
I'll leave you with this quote from one of my mentors, Marco Francis. He said, let your challenges inspire you. Keep going hard. Let your challenges inspire you. Don't let them break you. Let them inspire you. Each and every challenge that you have is there to inspire you to go for more, so you don't break down in the midst of challenges. So the point is, you focus your mind on possibilities, not impossibilities, on solutions and not problems. That is how you navigate through hard times and challenging moments.
Right. Gala Boris, tell us now, what are the ingredients of hard work? You mentioned earlier that determination is not enough. It must be accompanied by hard work. Is it just about putting in a lot of effort, energy, and probably resources? What are the essential ingredients of hard work?
A parent having a child, and the child is having fever at night, and the child cries throughout the night. The parent will not abandon that child and run away, or will just leave the child there. The parent will do everything possible to ensure that the child gets back to calmness and everyone have a good sleep at that night. The point is, many people nowadays don't understand the importance of failure. But I have been studying. I've been doing studies on the importance of failure, and I realized how much it had to take for the inventor of this light, electricity, to go through again and again and again, and they fail. So I've been carrying out these studies to understand what really made them that resilient. Some of them had unwavering patience, and those are the things that are fundamental. But most of our youth, most of our people in the communities where we find ourselves today are not patient. You have to have that backbone, that stamina, that word I call unwavering patience. The Mark Zuckerberg, the Elon Musk, all of the people that you know today that are that have written their names in the sands of life of being billionaires or solutionists, they did not start today. It's been a step-by-step process. So you have to have that stamina, that unwavering patience, that ability to wait, even in the midst of the storms. You have to be patient. And at some point, all of these things, they work together in order to build a man.
Patience and hard work. Now, let's come back to this, the essential ingredients of hard work.
It starts with you. It resonates in you, and it starts with you deciding to wake up early while others are sleeping, and you start your day. How you started your day determines how your day will go. For instance, having a daily routine is something that is very important, like a daily schedule. I have my daily schedule, like time management. It's very important. These are things that people don't understand, how important it is to be on time when you have an appointment, for instance. Like, it's a mindset thing that we're trying to even change, so much that when you have a program with an African or a Cameroonian or someone within the same region where we come from, for 2 p.m. it is 3 p.m. Those little things, they matters much. And if you say you're working hard, just missing one appointment that could change your life can keep you away from accomplishing something that you would have taken just 5 days to accomplish in 5 years. Hard work. People think that hard work is all about, going out there carrying blocks or doing something that people can see. No, it's not about doing all of this. It's all about having basic principles. Time management. How is your time management habits? Your sleeping habits, your eating habits, the people you communicate with, the people you actually keep within your circle determine who you are. So hard work is not just going to work on time, putting in extra hours, but also, I would say, not just hard work, smart work. Smart work. Some people have bosses, they only wait and they are like robots. They wait for them to be given instructions before they do something, they execute something. You don't have to wait in this generation. That's why you have a brain. You can think. You're different from a computer. You're different from a system, automated system, because you can think. And there is no box. Actually, to me, there is no box. You are the box. So you can literally think and act and take actions. Hard work is about taking multiple actions towards a certain goal and dream and ensuring that you are able to attain that. Consistently taking actions towards a dream, consistently taking actions towards a goal, consistently taking actions towards a job or something. That is what hard work is, until you attain a certain level. And it might take hours. Some days you might not even sleep. You might have sleepless nights. That is hard work.
No, consistently taking actions towards achieving a particular objective, a particular goal. How important is it to be intentional in every action that is taken towards the attainment or the achievement of any objective?
You have to be intentional. Yes, so many people are not intentional. That has to link up with what you just said, accuracy here. You have to be intentional. whatever you set your hand to do, me for one, for instance, if I'm to sweep a floor a day, there may be, I'm in a place, just for instance, I'm in a place, I'm in an environment, and they have a cleaner and it's always cleaning every day. The day I sweep that floor, everybody will know that someone else did sweep that floor. That is being intentional. That is the main basics of hard work. To me, if you're not intentional in whatever you say, in whatever you do, you're just going nowhere. And actually, it makes no sense. So you have to be intentional. You have to take that decision and be intentional. To be able to attain that level of accuracy, you must be intentional. That's where it starts.
Now, when obstacles and the challenging environment in which we are in developing countries, including Cameroon, begin to threaten passion, commitment, and interest, and leading to things like minimum service, how can we overcome these?
I would say they were not determined enough. They did not, in proper language, they were not yearning for it enough. They were not passionate enough. They were not disciplined enough. Because it's either you get it or you get it when you have set your mind to get something. The environment, I understand, really matters much. That does not mean, the environment matters much. I understand that. You cannot take a you cannot take a seed of a tree and plant it in a flower pot and expect it to grow big and big. If you're determined enough and the environment is actually like retarding you, like holding you back, there are other ways you can go about it. You can change environments. Sometimes you just need to change environments. And that is exactly what it should be. Just change environment. Or look for experts that are in the same field, that are there to help. You can change environment. Or you can look for experts that will coach you, that will mentor you, that will support you, that will hold your hand. And that's exactly what you should do.
About the need for a change of mindset for sustainable development. A change of mindset for sustainable development. How crucial is this for Africa and Africans today?
If we're looking for change in Africa, first of all, it starts in the mind. The things we watch, the things we do, the places we go, how we look at ourselves and our cultures matters much. Personally, there are some movies I don't watch. Because they project poverty in Africa, they project witchcraft, they project, they project poverty, witchcraft, and all of these things about Africa. They don't project the good side of Africa, of talents, of gifts, of so many endowments, of things that we have in Africa. It all starts with us to look at Africa as the future. Africa is actually the future. It starts with our mindsets. If we're looking at Africa as the future, then Cameroonians should look at Cameroon as the future, because Cameroon is in Africa. It means if the world future leaders will pop out of Africa and sit on boards, on big organization boards, then we should be preparing ourselves. And preparing ourselves, we have to keep away negativity. We have to keep away, the crap mentality of seeing your brother going up and you're trying to pull him down, seeing your sister going up and you're trying to pull her down. We have to keep away that type of mindset. Like the mindset of trying to put a trap for one person to fall into, that mindset will not help us get anywhere. But that is what you see in the communities where we come from. The mindset of seeing young men trying to thrive and old people trying to suffocate them. That's the mindset we see in our communities today. But we have to change. We need our elders to grow. As a young man, I need elders. I need my elders to hold my hand, to lead me, because they have more experience. But if you are in an environment where people have crap mentality, where elders are not supportive to the youth, to the young ones. Very few elders are supportive. Then how can the youths grow? We need more elders to support the youths. We need more youths to also be hardworking, to also be encouraging. Because if you are, as a youth, you're not encouraging to the elders, they will not support you. They don't want to support people that are not hardworking, people that are not smart, people that are not out there. They are only looking. They don't want to support people that are not community focused, people that are not carrying out community oriented projects, that are not carrying out projects that are people oriented. You know, there are some projects that are just like, for me, for myself, for my business, for my family. No, you have to think away from you and become selfless so you can attract more people. I bet you the mindset that we're talking about now is the mindset that Africa needs to be able to get to the next level. The mindset of collaborating.
Now, talking about mindsets that do not help in providing solutions to the many problems that we have, especially in developing countries of Africa, Cameroon, of course, inclusive. We have issues like poverty mentality, failure mentality, incompetence mentality that have become very huge barriers before many, especially young people. You'll hear them saying, I can't do this, I cannot make it, I can't get there, I cannot achieve this. They see themselves incompetent, unable to do one thing or the other. What do you say about this?
Personally, I've had that experience, so I'll just share my experience. You know, I've had the experience of so many people based on the background I come from. My mother has been my icon because she raised me, and who I am today thanks to her. But she's a single mom. You know, she was a single mom, and I saw her struggle through life. I saw some other family members cursing and using words. I mean on people that I used to look up to. There are people that have told me, looked at me face to face, eyeball to eyeball, and told me, who do you think you are? You can never go that far. Trust me. Those things, they were only a step, a ladder for me to reach.
Now, one of the areas where there is need for a change of mindset is the area of training. You have many people today, especially young people, who just get up in the morning, put together a few banknotes, and they get into business. They start doing one thing or the other without any proper training on what they want to do, without any proper training in an incubator, for example, like the one you have established in Bonaberi Dwello 4 subdivision. Tell us more about this, the importance of training.
And they are very skeptical in investing in different businesses, like, you know, stamina. Like I said before, you have to have a stamina, a backbone, in order to have support, your support system. Building a support system takes time. So with a program like what we have here, the incubator, the mentorship program that runs for 3 months, it has so much, the curriculum itself is so rich that each and every person, it's not just about BB Incubator, right? There are so many other programs out there that are there to support different business owners, startups, SMEs, and all of these people with proper knowledge. You know, the only difference we have, okay, I would say this, the importance of training is as those gurus, I would say, those big guns that we have had, those industry founders that we have had in Cameroon here that started by selling granuts, had friends that were also selling granuts. The only difference that they had was they had better knowledge than their mates that did not have the opportunity to become industry owners or builders. They had knowledge that the ordinary friend that was selling granite did not have. So in order to turn a granite seller, a banana seller, into a millionaire, they need proper training. They need access to proper knowledge, access to proper knowledge, and they develop the ability to apply the knowledge. I think you know for sure that we have had big guns in Cameroon that started by selling granules. What made them to turn into millionaires is the access of knowledge they had. The knowledge they had, the access they had to knowledge, and the application of that knowledge brought them to where they are. So BB Incubator is just like an open space where we have this type of training, knowledge, shared knowledge. This type of, it's like a lab where you come and you do a lot of experiments and you are able to come up with something like a scientist. Each and every business owner should be having a mindset of a scientist. So you carry out a lot of experiments until you have the finished product that will support the community in one way, and the community will appreciate by making you a millionaire, a billionaire, and you are able to create jobs and alleviate poverty and job scarcity that we see nowadays here and there. People are crying, there are no jobs, there is no jobs, there's no this, there's poverty, there's this. It can be alleviated through one means. Somebody can get access to knowledge, to higher knowledge, and apply that knowledge and bring about a solution that will turn around the economy. And that's what
Ngala Boris Nzi, entrepreneur, business trainer. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, dear viewers, for staying with us. That's it for today. Coming up live from Cameroon's political capital, Yaoundé, Equinoxe with Seja Lonto. Stay with us.
Viens, se lève et dit, nous sommes à Neuilly, nous n'allons tout...
Equinoxe Télévision, au-delà de l'image, nous rendons compte. Ce jeudi sur Equinoxe Télévision.
J'ai compris que Roger a fait l'accident au niveau de Njombe. J'ai commencé les cris. Taper mon corps ici dehors, appeler ma fille là. J'arrive à Njombe à 21h, mon fils était déjà mort jusqu'à ce qu'on avait déjà mis le drap blanc sur sa tête. Le boucan que j'ai fait dehors, jusqu'à on a vu, il a tourné un peu sa tête comme ça, on a dit yé. Donc il vivait encore. De 16h à 21h, que l'enfant était déjà mort. Ils ont dit que de 16h à 21h là, il ne réagissait pas, c'est pour cela qu'ils ont couvert. Après la maison, j'ai tout vendu. J'ai tout vendu. J'ai vendu jusqu'à manquer la personne qui devait acheter mes plats et les fourchettes. Je suis à bout, papa. Comme vous me voyez là, je suis à bout.
Ce jeudi sur Equinoxe Télévision. Ce dimanche sur Equinoxe Télévision.
Sa voix est envoûtante et enivrante.
Cathy, c'est ma copine, je croyais que j'étais propriétaire. Pourtant non, 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 je ne suis qu'un locataire.
Sa musique séduit autant les jeunes que les vieux.
J'ai cherché partout. J'ai trouvé, je n'ai pas trouvé celle qui peut m'aimer comme toi. Oh.
Il porte le flambeau de ceux qui l'ont précédé et n'hésite pas à transmettre son héritage.
Doré, 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 doré.
Ce dimanche, prenez rendez-vous avec l'un des puristes du Makossa.
Je suis Martino dans la nouvelle dimension. Je vous donne rendez-vous ce dimanche 21 août à Equinoxe TV pour l'émission Dimanche avec vous, avec Esther Mayer à partir de 14h. Ne manquez pas. Senakati et Pondeyongo Kewa bébé. Bébé, tu es ma moitié. À bientôt.
De lundi à vendredi sur Equinoxe Télévision.
Comment vous expliquez ce qui arrive au Cameroun au regard de son potentiel?
Un pays qui a des problèmes énergétiques compromet ses chances vers l'émergence.
Vous avez suivi les panélistes, on se plaint, rien n'a véritablement changé. C'est comme si on n'avait même jamais mis sur pied tous ces projets.
De quoi que ce que nous disons ou nous voulons faire comprendre n'est pas totalement vrai. La preuve est que nous avons l'énergie ici.
Quand c'est pas bon, vous changez les gens, vous changez la façon de faire. Si on est SND chante aujourd'hui, ça veut dire que le DSN n'a pas marché.
Je vous dis, le réchauffement climatique ne peut pas être à l'origine des problèmes que nous avons aujourd'hui.
Le préfet a décidé d'aller en mission, on va dire comme ça, pédagogique. Comment vous interprétez cette descente de l'autorité préfectorale?
Selon certaines informations, il y a des endroits où tel collecte pour l'autre, les autres payent chez tel et ça ne se retrouve pas chez le receveur.
Il faut que ceux qui dirigent, ceux qui font dans cette affaire-là comprennent qu'on ne peut plus avoir des marchés fourre-tout.
On se retrouve demain lorsqu'il sera 19h. Bonsoir, Lord Paume.
Vendredi sur Equinoxe Télévision.
En semaine, il y a eu donc cette nomination de Guy Féchiné comme entraîneur des U23 avec comme adjoint Laurent Jam.
Donc c'est à lui aujourd'hui de nous donner la confiance qui a été mise sur lui et également les attentes.
Les sélectionneurs nommés en moins de 48 heures ont pu confectionner cette liste de 24 joueurs.
Ce qu'on remarque, c'est que dans cette équipe des U23, la personne qui prend les rênes aujourd'hui, il était déjà là, il était adjoint. Donc du coup, on ne peut pas se douter qu'il ait eu à préparer cette liste-là bien avant même que cette nomination-là ne tombe.
Il faut que les Camerounais comprennent que cette équipe n'a pas 7 jours avant le début de cette composition. Il y aura peut-être des